Imagine one day you're counting pennies, trying to make ends meet, pay your bills, and the next day you're buying your dream car, your dream home, and even buying a pizza shop for the sole purpose of having pizza delivered to your own private estate at your command. This isn't a third grader's fairy tale, my friends. No, this was the reality for Ellwood Bunky Barlett. Hello, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Leeor Alexandra, and today we're doing something new. I'm starting a series on miraculous events and experiences that happen around the world. And we're getting the series started with some miraculous and mystical lottery wins. So pull up a hot beverage. This is my fall winter energy for the channel. And if there are any stories you'd like me to cover, leave them in the comments below. And let's get into today's captivating tale. I'm drinking matcha, so my tongue might be green. It was 2007, and Ellwood Bunky Barlett and Denise, his wife of 22 years, were on their way to Mystical Voyage, a metaphysical store where Bunky actually taught Wicca and Reiki. If you're not familiar about what Reiki is, it's a Japanese form of energy healing. It's an alternative medicine. I've experienced it. It's very powerful. As far as Wiccan goes, I'm personally familiar with paganism, not so much with Wiccan. And so I really looked into it and I found out that it's essentially a modern interpretation of paganism. And it's considered an earth-centered religion, a nature religion. So Wiccan also falls under Western esotericism. And I know that our largely patriarchal society, our Judeo-Christian Abrahamic religion society, they've instilled a fear within many of us of paganism and of the many feminine nature religions. So if you feel uncomfortable around this notion, I definitely understand, but there is a lot that we can learn, and it's a very interesting story. We can learn from Bunky's story without aligning with any of his beliefs. In fact, I don't necessarily align with many of them, but try to keep an open mind so that we can apply the story to our own journey. So Bunky was a practicing Wiccan and really outspoken about how what he practiced was a nature religion. It's not anything dark or sinister, as a lot of people are afraid of when it comes to Wiccan. At the time of 2007, Bunky, who was a bookkeeper by day, he'd been really into having his tarot cards done at the shop that he likes to go to. So for 2 months, after a long day of crunching numbers as a bookkeeper, he'd visit his favorite metaphysical store, savoring the musty scent of the books mixed with the tang of incense, super eager to have his cards read. And what did the cards continuously show him? Bunky believed that reading after reading, he was being guided to teach more about his beliefs. You know, he was teaching already at the shop, and he felt like there's more people who should learn about this, and he wanted to prioritize teaching. So one day, after getting yet another sign pointing him to share his wisdom, Bunky was sitting at a coffee shop mulling over all the signs and synchronicities he believed were being sent to him by the universe. And this is what he says. To him, it seemed obvious that he was meant to live his life teaching others about his philosophy, his religion, his practices. He loved to do it on his own after work at Mystical Voyage, but how could he do this full time? On this day, Bunky turned to the sky, sitting at this coffee shop, talked to the energy of the universe, screamed at the universe, fine. He was ready. He was ready for this mission. Fine, I'll accept. He realized he wanted to accept what he believed to be his true calling. But first, he had to negotiate on his own terms. So in his internal conversation with the universe, Bunky proclaimed, he stated with confidence, if you want me to teach this knowledge, then I need some sort of funding. I need some sort of compensation. I have a family to feed. I have bills to pay. If the universe wants me to teach others this stuff, then let me win the lottery. Provide for me. Fast forward to this particular night on the way to Mystical Voyage, which Bunky called his mystical home. Denise and Bunky stopped at a liquor store, and the two of them, the couple, purchased 2 Mega Millions tickets. Now they had done this before, but this time, this purchase was after Bunky agreed to dedicate his life to teaching Wiccan. He was not afraid, he was confident in his beliefs, and as he set his faith fully in the universe's hands, he chose to let the machine pick his numbers for him. Now, Bunky had a particularly interesting belief. He believed that it's easier for the universe to manipulate a machine and the outcome of a machine's choices than it would be for the universe to manipulate him and his actions. So he actually believes it's more likely for you to win when you let the universe or let the machine choose for you rather than choosing your numbers yourself. This actually goes against what many other mystical lottery winners have said. If you guys want to hear more about those stories, about their miraculous experiences, let me know right now in the comments below. And by liking this video, I'll make more videos on this. So Bunky had his own method. Let the universe do its thing. Let the machine choose the numbers. The next day, Bunky, who was used to 60+ hour work weeks, woke up a new multi-millionaire. He had won nearly $50 million. His deal with the universe had come to fruition. He would now have all the time and the resources in the world to teach his beliefs to others. Now, Bunky explained some of his techniques for winning the lottery. And I want to go over that today because a lot of them just coincide, they align, they overlap with, spirituality and mystical beliefs. So firstly, every time Bunky bought a ticket, he would announce that he won. He would buy the ticket and he would say, "Yay, I won." That means that he's bought many tickets before in the past that maybe did not materialize, but this one definitely did. Over time, he stepped into this energy of being a winner, and it did come into fruition. Secondly, every time that he thought about the lottery, he envisioned what his life would be like once he won. He visualized what his house would look like, where he would live, what type of things he would be doing, where he would travel, would he continue to teach? So Bunky, like many who use manifestation and the law of attraction and the law of assumption, he believed that holding on to his visualizations and actually believing that they can come true would help to bring them about. And we all know Bunky isn't the only one who visualizes after getting a lottery ticket. In fact, I'd say most of us who've bought a lottery ticket do that. That's pretty par for the course. So I'm curious what you visualize when you buy a ticket. Let me know if you've ever won after manifesting a win. I think that buying a lottery ticket, when done mindfully and of course with caution, especially, not as a way of gambling, it could be a really beautiful way to reinvigorate our imagination, our visualizations, and to really hone in on what we really want in our lives. It's nice, I think, to spend $1 or $2 and have a few days to live in our imagination, feeling the way it would feel like to win. It's just important to not let those good feelings come crashing down when perhaps the ticket you bought at the time isn't a winner, because then the negative feelings will actually cancel out all the good ones you've been cultivating, and then you're just kind of distracting yourself with these positive feelings rather than actually manifesting. In my own beliefs and my own practices, I think that if you can take the feeling when you have a lottery ticket and open up to the possibility that you can have all those things that you're visualizing in ways that you don't even know of, but that God knows of, the divine knows of, that's when you get everything. You don't need to close all pathways of opportunity and only receive what you want through the lottery. A lottery ticket can help with visualization and with raising your vibration, but it doesn't have to be the only ways that all your dreams can manifest. And I say this all the time, there are infinite possibilities. God is bigger than our imagination even, so leave it in God's hands. After all, this life is some sort of school, some sort of game in which we learn and grow and explore and experience. And we can experience and explore those fun and material things too. No one is barred from them. No one is the exception. The power is in your hands. So how did Bunky begin to spend his newfound wealth? First of all, he walks into a car dealership with the golden ticket in his pocket. And he's not there to browse, he's there to buy. And he doesn't just pick any car, he goes for the Ford Expedition, fully loaded, top of the line. But get this, he didn't even have his winning in the bank yet. All he did was show the dealership his winning ticket, and they honored his future wealth and let him take home his new car. But Bunky wasn't done yet. When he gets the money into his bank account, he comes back with Denise to the same car dealership and does something unheard of. He buys every single vehicle in that showroom. Just like that, he drops a cool million, over $1 million. The celebrations continue. He throws a concert right in his backyard, the kind that makes the neighbors wish they had bought a ticket too. But even with all that flash, Bunky tells reporters he's going to keep it real. He's staying grounded. He'll still be eating at McDonald's and shopping at Walmart because why fix something that isn't broken? So after he had enough celebrations and interviews, Bunky took some of his winnings and actually invested into real estate. He wanted to ensure that his winnings would have longevity. So when he started to buy real estate, he also wanted to find his dream home, a home which he had visualized like he had visualized winning the lottery for quite some time. Bunky actually shared in an interview that the third home his real estate agent had showed him turned out to be the home he had been visualizing. And on this successful manifestation, he said, sometimes that's just how the universe works. You just got to hold on and ride it out. So I don't actually know if Bunky continued to teach Wiccan, even though that was the entirety of his deal with the universe. From his social media and some interviews that he's done over the years, it appears that he shifted his interest away from magic and more towards gaming. And it seems he's been focusing most of his energy on developing and funding video games. He didn't experience success in all the business ideas he tried to start after winning the lottery. He had a record label, he started a record label, and he produced a couple of albums, but the record label ultimately failed. He started a pizza company that was specifically set up to deliver to his home, which reports actually say turned out to be a lucrative investment, so that's cool for him. But he did have advice for anyone who was planning on winning the lottery, and I'll impart this advice to you now, young Padawan, as you go to win the lottery yourself. The first piece of advice he had is that you should remain anonymous. You should choose to be unidentified. He said that protecting your identity will help you avoid harassment from the media and from the public. The second is, he says to actually choose payments, because when you win the lottery, you have a choice between getting payouts over a certain number of years or one lump sum. And he said definitely choose payments. This will help you to avoid making really costly mistakes like he probably did. So this way you can manage smaller amounts of money at a time and continue to receive payments, kind of like a paycheck over the rest of your life. So a lot of people who win the lottery lose their earnings because they just have no idea how to handle so much money at once, right? So payments over time makes more sense. The third one, he said, is to invest your winnings in a trust fund, which I honestly don't know what that means. I'm not sure that's an actual way to invest, but this is Bunky's story and not mine. But I think he means to set some money aside to avoid impulsively spending it all, which is great advice. Bunky Barlett's tale is more than just a winning story about lottery. It's really a narrative about faith and about destiny and the power of belief. It's about how one man's belief in the universe's plan for him led to a reality beyond his wildest dreams. And while his path after the win had definitely its share of twists and turns, from ventures to music to pizza, it's a reminder that life's journey is really unpredictable for all of us, and that the true winnings are found in the experiences we gather along the way. Maybe the real winnings are the friends we made along the way. As we look at Bunky's story, we can definitely think about our own beliefs and the possibilities that we are drawing towards us with our intentions at every moment. So whether you're the kind to buy a lottery ticket or not, the essence of Bunky's story really resonates with a universal truth, that our thoughts and our beliefs have the power to shape our world. So my loves, as we wrap up this episode, take a moment to think about what you're calling into your life at this very moment. What are the beliefs and the visions you're holding on to? I'd love for you to share your thoughts and your stories in the comments below. And remember that the universe is always listening. I love you. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And until next time, as always, I need to put my matcha down for this. Keep your vibrations way, way, way up. Bye.